the second half. City section trailing here 53-32. The City in the white has it first. Randy Rosenberg with Carol Blumfield. This is Letitia Smith, who had 9 first half points, but she had it taken away by Morrow. And Nautica Morrow battling inside, and Smith gets it back. Here come the City Stars, down by 21. Wallace to Burke. They didn't start the first half, but they're starting the second half. A little wild and woolly. It'll be out of bounds to the southern section. Lamb hustling and making things happen there for the southern section.
I'm really interested to see what adjustments are actually made during an all-star game. You're coming out now, it's second half, and the City section's down 21. What did Victoria Sanders tell her team? Are we going to play tighter defense? Are we going to try and do a better job taking care of the ball? We're going to find out soon.
And a takeaway by the City. This is Melissa Gomez, the brilliant player for the Roosevelt Rough Riders, and they had a great year this season. Here's Ty-Brianne Jones, and Kennedy Burke inside gets the board for the southern section. And Burke couldn't hit the deep shot. We've played almost a minute. No scoring yet in the second half. It remains 53-32 for the team in red, the southern section Stars. They stay cold as Nico can't connect. Surloff fails with that one. She had a good first half again with 11 points. Really was very accurate from outside. Here's Smith going all the way. Jones kept it alive, and here's Gomez with it. From the free throw line, the 15-footer is short by Peters. And Kennedy Burke. Nobody has scored. 8:20 to play in the first part of the third quarter. Again, we're playing quarters here. Morrow battling with Smith. Nautica Morrow off balance. That's a terrific finish.
What an athletic move. Nautica Morrow steps to her right. It's almost like a Euro step, but just the touch that she has to finish that. And, you know, there's a lot of one-on-one basketball going on right now, so they're off to a little slow start. I think if they start moving the ball around, they'll see better results.
Well, the City just cannot connect from outside. They haven't hit. That was Guidry with the miss there. And southern section throws it away. Effa will come in. Alize Nico will sit down. Effa, again, the great star of Fairfax. Played for Judy Edwards there. Judy Edwards has been there 25 years. What a job she's done at Fairfax. Effa might have been her greatest player. Ty-Brianne Jones in the paint. Tipped away by Cheyenne Wallace. 10 on the shot clock as it comes back to Jones. Tough turnaround shot and one for Ty-Brianne Jones.
Ty-Brianne, too, her length and her size, she stands at 6'2", and she can just reach and extend that arm up, and that's going to help when you have a little teardrop off the glass. She's so improved with her finishing skills. She really helped lead Narbonne this year alongside Letitia Smith.
Moody in, Gomez out for the City Stars. Kind of surprising, though, that Ty-Brianne only averaged 8 points a game, 8 rebounds a game. You can understand that, but she has so much talent. You would think that she would have averaged more, but she's a very team-oriented player and blocked shots and was a rim protector for the Gauchos.
A lot of that, too, is that she was double-teamed a lot throughout league. They knew they had to stop Smith, and then they would double-team or double down every time she touched the ball inside, so that's also going to take away from some of her scoring.
Cheyenne Wallace drawing the foul. Third foul on Ty-Brianne Jones. Wallace had 9 points in the opening half and a couple threes. Really has a smooth delivery. Southern section by 22. King in for Jones, who has the 3 fouls. 7:06 to play in the third. It's been all southern section. One of two for Wallace. Again, she's on her way to Loyola Marymount. A lot of great talent in this game. Effa, who will play at SC, and Moody and Guidry both on the floor, the two Alexises, and that was Guidry. This is Moody, and Moody hits from one Alexis to another.
Moody, too, you know, you think of her last name and you just assume she's such a Moody player. We talked to her. She says, no, I'm happy. I'm not Moody. And then you talk to her teammate, Marguerite Effa, and she gives you the nod. She's Moody.
Well, Moody's 17 years of age. Really a smooth shooter. I remember in talking with Judy Edwards at Fairfax, she says she just takes care of business. And it was a big-time three ball by Alexis Moody to bring her team to within 19 with 6:47 to play in the third quarter. Well, the City to within 19, still plenty of time. 6:45 left in the third quarter. We're playing 10-minute quarters in the 17th Collision All-Star game. Tania Lamb. Wallace with a great move to get inside. King rebounds. And a tie-up. Smith and Kennedy Burke. Those two players from Sierra Canyon, Kennedy Burke and Cheyenne Wallace, very, very good.
Well, that's exactly the reason why you're going to UCLA and LMU between the two of them. When you have this kind of talent, remember, this is an all-star game. They're playing against the best, and they're separating themselves out here. That's when you know that Sierra Canyon's good, when you got those two on the court.
Burke kicked it out of bounds. Effa just claimed her 7th rebound of the game. Marguerite Effa, number 13 at white for the City section, that outstanding player from Fairfax. Originally from Cameroon. Took her 4 years to learn English. And inside, she knows how to play basketball. That's Effa.
And that's just toughness from Effa. I actually like that no call by the refs. That could easily be called a foul, but let them play. Let these girls show why they're some of the best around the California.
Kennedy Burke can't score. Here comes Smith the other way. Rebound Effa. Surloff rebounds for the Southern section. And the City playing much better here in the third quarter. And there's one that's up and in for Lamb. Tania Lamb out of Long Beach Poly, the captain of the Jackrabbits and the Press Telegram Player of the Year.
Yeah, Tania Lamb is, you know, she also against Mater Dei, she was given the task of guarding Katie Lou Samuelson. Samuelson heading to UConn, and she just did a number on her. Nada Kamara with the bucket right there off the steal. And back to Lamb, she just can also defend, not only that, and score.
Morrow, who just scored, will play at Cal State Northridge, an improving program. And here's another rebound for Cheyenne Wallace. 3-on-2. And they run the floor beautifully, don't they? And they get the bucket. Lamb scores again. And the lead is suddenly 23. So that City section all-star team, which started to make a run, well, the Southern section Stars respond. 4:58 left third quarter. It's 62-39 for the red-clad Southern section Stars. Just seen the Southern section put a run together, and they're down by 23. Still a long way to go, but Southern section has responded with great defense. And a takeaway by Sato. Destiny Reyna has come in and got a rebound for the City. She wears 23. Great start, Bell. Quick hands out on the flanks by Spearman, nearly had a theft. It's very difficult for the City to do anything. The defense of the Southern section, they always seem to have a hand up. Beautiful rebound by Sienna Brown. Played at Burroughs for the Indians. First team All-Pacific League there. Shot put up errantly by Sato. This is Taya Peters. Peters all the way. Peters only 5'2", one of the captains at Carson.
And Peters there, she created her own basket. She had a nice little hesitation where she just stopped suddenly and then changed her speed to go forward, and it faked out the defense.
This is Sienna Brown on the baseline. Her first shot of the game is offline, taken by Destiny Reyna. Smith's lob for Effa. Back to King. Beautiful ball movement, but they just didn't score. And Smith with a steal. She averaged 5 steals a game at Narbonne. Well, they're letting them play, but we have a traveling violation on Sienna Brown. 62-41 here. All CIF Southern section.
You know, Randy, I think we need to designate some mascots for City and Southern, like the Terriers or the City Renegades, because it's hard to say City section, Southern section all the time. That might be something you could come up with for the next game.
I don't know if I'd call them Renegades. I think we could come up with a better nickname than that.
Yeah, maybe I don't know. I'm drawing a blank. Cougars.
The City Nice Ladies.
There you go.
Marguerite F. is not happy with her foul shooting. You can see she's trying to work on her form. Effa with another one. I mentioned it took her 4 years to learn English. Her native tongue is French. As the second one rolls in, again, she is originally from Cameroon. 62-42, the Southern section by 20.
It's funny you say her native tongue is French. She's guarding Dombo, and Dombo is from France. They should start smack talking in French to each other out there.
I don't know if they realize that, though. And here comes Smith, and you love what Letitia Smith brings to the arena. She's so active, but this time she's stripped of the ball, and here comes Spearman. Spearman around Effa, and Effa gets the rebound. 2.5 minutes to play in a third quarter where, candidly, both teams have struggled to make shots. But there's one that drops. Peters with the 15-footer. And the young lady from Carson brings the City side to within 18. 2:15 to play in the third quarter. The Southern section has been in control from the start. Emily Surloff hit some early jump shots, and they haven't looked back. And they are getting to the iron and scoring. That's Kayla Sato. It's 20 points again, the lead for the CIF Southern section.
Kayla Sato, she's attending Westmont College next year, NAIA school. Cora Chan, she used to play at El Camino Real. She's there. So Sato's going to be a great addition. And you just saw another great addition to USC, Effa with a nice bucket.
Marguerite Effa, outstanding player. Has that ability to get to the foul line. One thing that they liked about her at Fairfax is she was a quick learner. Every aspect of her game she would improve on, and if there was a weakness, she would work diligently and improve. There's the three-point play, 64-47. Southern section with the ball at a 17-point lead. Under 2 minutes to play in the third quarter. Sato with a great look to Brown. Officials are looking at one another, and they're going to stay there because of the nice hustle of Sienna Brown, who will play at Ventura Junior College.
I think the Southern section really wanted Brown to get that bucket right there, too. She's the only Southern section player yet to score, but I feel it coming. It's going to come soon. Such a balanced attack by the Southern section, which is probably also has helped contribute to their lead.
And here's a takeaway again by the active Effa. King back to Effa, but again, it's not easy as the Southern section always seems to get a hand on the ball. Effa inside. Kennedy Burke last to touch. It's out of bounds to the City. Moody's in for the City. Rebecca West had checked in briefly. First time from Huntington Park. She wore number 11, but she's back on the sideline. King tipped it. It came off of Kennedy Burke again, and the City's going to try it one more time. Effa with that jab step. Surloff with a great look to Burke. Kennedy Burke unable to knock down shots. She's doing a nice job off the glass, but Kennedy not scoring the ball. We're accustomed to seeing her score much better. Here's Peters inside. King with the return.
Bianca King, she always knows how to find the ball. She knows she can read it off of the rim. She knows how to grab it, and that's just a good finish. That's what you want to see from the offensive rebound. And there's the Southern Section dagger.
Now Shiota with the three, and the lead balloons to 18 after the Shiota hoop. Final 30 seconds of the third quarter. Peters. And a takeaway by Surloff. Another leak out. And a left-hand layup is in. Beautifully done fast break job by Morrow. Nautica Morrow. The lead is 20. Every time the city makes a run, the Southern Section has an answer. Letitia Smith penetrating and draws the foul with 0.6 seconds left, third quarter.
Letitia Smith, if you watch her game, she's so good in the open court, meaning when she gets the ball and creates space where there's not a lot of defenders near her, she's great at attacking and changing directions, very north and south. She goes directly at the hoop, and that's why you're going to see her at the free throw line a lot.
Smith has another one, 69-50. Smith, the city player of the year, puts in the second one, but they're way back. Shiota unable to get a shot off. After three quarters, it's 69-51 for the red-clad Southern Section All-Stars in the 17th Collision All-Star game. Well, the Southern Section All-Stars, who lead this series 13-3, have a commanding 69-51 advantage. Heading to the final quarter, their 10-minute stanzas. My name is Randy Rosenblum with Carol Blumfield, the outstanding coach at El Camino High School in Woodland Hills. And right now your city side, Kara, is taking it in the chin.
Yeah, it's not a pleasant sight to see. And I'm trying to sit here thinking, why is the Southern Section 13-3 against our city section players? And a lot of it, if you go down their rosters, a lot of them play for some of the top AAU programs around. They've played ball a long time. And the city section is just trying to play catch up. We got to play catch up and try and get some of these kids. And a lot of them also, too, Randy, they go to private schools. And private schools, they get kids in. They can do a little bit more recruiting. So that's why you see the Southern section's a little bit stronger.
But the city gets a basket here to begin the fourth quarter. They're within 16, 69-53. Like the work of number 3, Letitia Smith. She has the ball. And she's going to play at Seton Hall. She has been so good running the show for the city side, even though they're down. Jones in the paint from 10. And Surloff clears. On her way to Columbia is Emily Surloff. Shiota thought about the shot. 1 minute into the fourth quarter, 9 to play. Tanaya Lamb draws the foul. There's her quickness. That first step, a blow-by for Tanaya.
Tanaya was tenacious on that drive. Moody actually had some pretty good defense. She just kind of got behind her at the end, and that's what Tanaya did really well. She just burrowed in with her left hand and got the advantage going to the hoop.
Lamb, who is headed to Pittsburgh, averaged 16 a game at Long Beach Poly. Normally a good foul shooter at 81%. Missed the first one. And that's typical. Nothing but nylon on that second one. 70-53. Moody. The three ball for Alexis Moody.
That was almost a pass to herself. She threw it off Ty Brianne's shins right back to her and then got the shot. She must practice that.
And again, now Shiota. Boy, she can shoot it out of Redondo Union High School. Ty Brianne Jones. And a rebound. Nicely done by Alize Nyko.
Yeah, Nyko, such a strong body over there. Nobody's going to knock her down. And she grabs the offensive board with the putback. And it's almost like every time we start to get rolling with the city section, the Southern section quiets us down.
Well, it's with the 3 ball. They've been very good from beyond the arc. Still holding to a 15-point lead with 8:27 left in the game. It's the Southern section by 73-58. Well, the Southern section and Kennedy Burke to trigger it in. Up 15, 8.5 minutes to play. Southern section has been in control throughout. See if the city can make a late run. Kennedy Burke. Eight minutes to play in the fourth quarter. Smith. Yes. Letitia Smith. And they're within 14.
Letitia Smith has practically played the entire game. I don't even remember seeing her sub out. She might have for a quick breather. But now in the fourth quarter, this is when you're going to put your best kids on the floor and see what they do.
The breakdown defensively and an easy one for Kennedy Burke. Taking that baseline. You cannot give the baseline away, especially when you're down like this trying to make a comeback. Jones inside. And Ty Brianne the last to touch it. Going to go back to the Southern section, who's going to bring in 5 new players.
Yeah, the Southern section, he's got the luxury. He's subbing 5 on, 5 off, and that's what you can do when you have a 13-point lead.
Marcelo Enrique of Redondo Union, where they were 27-7. He's 4-1 in All-Star games. He's coached in South Bay's All-Star game, but this is the first time as the head guy in the collision contest, and he's Tim in complete control here. He's about to go 5-1 in All-Star games, unless the city rallies. City has it back 16. Smith again controlling. A blow by Letitia Smith. Wallace rebounds. Spearman, her pass hit the bank board. And Wallace has that gorgeous delivery, although that one just a tad shy. As we duck under 7 minutes to play at LA Southwest, home of the Cougars. And not a good half-court possession for the city.
You're absolutely right, but good hustle by the city. They're still trying to play all out and keep this game alive. That's what you get in an All-Star game. They need to kind of settle down a little bit. They're rushing shots. They need to take their time and really find a good look at the basket.
Again, the Southern section has never really been threatened here. The city thought they had a great chance to win this year. As Spearman drops in the 2-ball just inside the arc. Beautiful jump shot by Lauren Spearman. Again, she's from Marlboro. And back the other way, Bianca King gets 2.
That's what Bianca King does, Randy. She runs the floor, and she's going to get 2, 4, 6 easy points just by doing that. And that's a good look by Letitia Smith finding her.
6:23 to play. It's all Southern section, 77-61. Final 6:23 to play with Kara Blumfield. I'm Randy Rosenblum. All red tonight. Although we have a near takeaway. Sato came back and retrieved it for the team in red, which is the Southern section. And a 16-point lead. Wallace with the wild jumper. Cheyenne able to rebound it and get it back. Beautiful move by Wallace. And she draws the foul. I really like Cheyenne Wallace. She's going to help LMU.
Yeah, she's just so solid. We talked about her outside game. She knocked down 2 threes earlier, and I love her footwork inside and her knowledge of the game, and she can just read the defenders and know if she's spinning left or spinning right and how to attack. If she can knock down these free throws, she'll have her all-around game set.
Well, she's thinking about this one. Not happy that she failed on the first one. And that's the stroke that we've seen from Cheyenne Wallace. She's got a nice delivery. 78-61. Letitia Smith draws the foul. She's going back to the line. What a great player at Narbonne she was. The City Player of the Year. And think about that. Her team didn't win the championship, and it's nice to see a player rewarded from a school that didn't win the title. But she's well respected in the city section. Marguerite Effa in. Nico goes out for the city. And Smith converts them both. What's the city going to have to do to make it fairly entertaining down the stretch?
Well, the city's going to need to kind of play a little bit more controlled basketball. They're going to have to start pressing, maybe a zone press. Stop playing man-to-man. The one-on-one isn't working for them. And try and add some traps. Try and get some steals, and then they got to convert offensively.
Well, the Southern section has been the better team, and Wallace has been as good as anyone. That time she's rejected inside, but Cheyenne Wallace showing us she can handle the ball.
Yeah, Wallace a couple times today, too. We've seen her go coast to coast, and not much of the dribbler, but she's looking to go one-on-one right here. Showtime.
That one just over the iron. Cheyenne thought she was fouled. Bianca King. Dambo rebounds. Wallace again going hard, and this time she got the call.
And that's something that makes a player so valuable is her size. She's not just a post. She also works on her ball handling skills. She practices dribbling. She had a little hesitation move and attacked the basket just like a guard. So you become more valuable when you can improve your all-around game and your skill set.
And when she gets to the line, she's normally effective there. Again, she averaged 17 a game at Sierra Canyon. And what a career. 3 state championships her and Kennedy Burke were part of. Both in this game today. Oh, a breakdown. And Guidry with a run out. Alexis Guidry.
Yeah, that's just a mental letdown by the Southern section. But when you're up by as many as they are, they can afford one of those every so often.
5:14 left in this game. Another timeout. It's 80-63 for the Southern section. (80-65). Southern section by 15. They own the basketball. Some pressure from the city. Sato lost it out of bounds to the city.
That's what I was mentioning earlier, is they're adding that full court pressure. They throw in a couple traps here and there, try and get these quick turnovers. They can convert on the other end and set up their defense.
Letitia Smith, who has done it all, brings the city to within 13. It's 80-67. It's doable. They're going to have to create some turnovers, but you'll love the work of number 3, Letitia Smith in white for the city side.
And that's a look at why she's player of the year. Is not just her scoring, is look at what she's doing defensively. She's running all over the court. She almost had a steal right after she scored. She just does everything on the court.
And when you press, you can get beat down the court, and they're very fortunate there. Effa rebounds and double dribbled. 4:47 to play, 80-67. Haven't seen as much of Emily Surloff in the second half. She shot the Southern section into a big lead. They turn it over here. Surloff, the young lady who's on her way to Columbia. We met her at halftime. She talked to McKenna. Gomez to Effa. And Marguerite Effa brings the city to within 11. This is as close as they've been in a long time.
Yeah, they're kind of closing the gap, and it's funny you mentioned Surloff. I just saw Coach Marcelo Enrique go down the line and point out his next 5, so we should see some subs coming quickly.
Leidy with the putback, and it's 13 once again. Chelsea Leidy scoring. Smith from the side. Rebound Effa. Oh, you'll love her effort. She draws the foul.
Yeah, it's nice to see, and here's the city section too, not quitting, not giving up, and they're actually cutting this lead. There is a chance, if they can get it under 10, Randy, I think we're going to have a good game going on the last 4 minutes.
Well, it's about the stars and the individuals, and Effa's going to play at USC, and really love her work ethic, her tenacity, as the Southern section brings back Emily Surloff and 4 others, including Kennedy Burke. Now Shiota's back. So fresh group for Marcelo Enrique. Lead is 11 with exactly 4 minutes to play. Not insurmountable, it's doable, especially in all-star games where it's run and gun. You don't think about the scoreboard as much. Although when you have the city against the Southern section, there is that natural rivalry.
Absolutely. A lot of these kids, too, from City and Southern, they schedule each other in non-conference games, so they know each other. They're familiar with each other, and they kind of want to prove something. Hey, our section's just as strong as your section.
Excellent drive by Nautica Morrow. Morrow, the 5'7" guard from Sierra High School in Gardena. Went to the CIF state finals. They were 23-11. She's on her way to Northridge. Going to play for the Matadors. And again, she was the 2015 Daily Breeze Player of the Year.
And the Matadors, too, this second year of being in the NCAA tournament, they're doing a good job. I think that's helping their recruiting as well. So that probably helped Morrow make her decision to go to CSUN.
Gomez, with a beautiful pass to Jones. But again, you can't trade baskets at this point. 84-73. Here's Kennedy Burke, who can play some point guard even though she's 6'2". Tanaya Lamb. Surloff. Yes. Emily Surloff, the elite shooter from Windward.
That's her 4th 3 here today. 12 of her points have come off threes, as you have Guidry who knocks down the 3 on the other end, and now they're trading threes. They have to find a way.
Alexis Guidry with the big make. But again, trading baskets is not what the city can afford to do with 2:45 to play, down 11. And Smith is tripped. It'll be 1-1. City's committed 7 fouls, and that was this 7th team foul against the Southern section. And Letitia Smith holding that left ankle. Hate to see that.
Absolutely, and not even just for the All-Star game, but you got to remember these kids, they're all going to college soon, so they want to be healthy going into their first year. And Smith going to Seton Hall, I'm sure if Seton Hall coach was watching, she'd be like, get up, you're fine, you're okay, because she can gonna help them out a lot next season.
Well, she's going to stay in. She's a tough young lady. She's very spirited, a highly competitive soul on her. She's going to stay in there. 87-76. Trying to walk it off. Playing for her head coach, Victoria Sanders. Victoria's getting help today from Jessica Torres of Garfield. Victoria's 2-2 in this game as the head coach, and she was looking forward to this year, thinking she had a lot of great players. But right now, with 2:44 left, down 11, it's not going to be easy to win it. And Smith earns the bonus.
Victoria Sanders, too, she's such a tough cookie over there. Smith started kind of hobbling towards her. She said, we ain't got time for that. Get over there. You're shooting. You're staying in this game. You know, that's her coach from Narbonne. They kind of know each other, and she knows Letitia can handle anything.
Timeout on the floor, 87-78. 2:44 left in the game. Southern section in control. Nice crowd on hand at LA Southwest, filtering in for the boys All-Star game, which will follow immediately. But the girls still with 2:44 to play. Southern section has it up 9. And Morrow across the timeline. Surloff again. Emily Surloff on her way to Columbia. 90-78, and that was a huge dagger. Kennedy Burke with the takeaway. Kennedy all the way. And Effa has a 3-on-2 break for the City. Now 3-on-1 to Smith. Smith again. 10-point deficit. But nobody is guarding Lamb. Tania Lamb with the easy deuce.
Tania Lamb, too, she got injured a little bit, tied up, and she just stayed down there waiting for her opportunity. A little cherry picking going up. But this is getting exciting. It's getting heated up. The crowd's getting into this, too.
Finger roll is nicely done by Gomez, Alyssa Gomez, that point guard who averaged 16.5 points a game at Roosevelt this year. Final minute 35. Southern Section's going to win again as Kennedy Burke puts it in. It's a 12-point lead. The Southern Section's going to lead this series 14-3.
This could be a highlight video if you clip some of these together. That pass by Surloff was almost an alley-oop to Burke, and look at that pass by Burke all the way up ahead to Lamb. It's just the passing and the finishing by the Southern Section. They're really working well together, too, for only having one practice.
And their defense, they've made enough plays. Here's a steal by Gomez. And Alyssa from 17. Effa. She's going to help USC down the road. 96-84 inside of a minute. And the Southern Section has done it again. In a year the City thought they had a chance. Surloff. How many has she made? 4 threes, right?
5.
5. That would have been her 6th. Effa right there, and she puts it back in. Cleaning up on the Smith miss. 96-86. Final 15 seconds. And Tania Lamb looks like she's going to dribble it out. Shot clock is turned off. That will wrap it up for the Southern Section. Coming in, they led the series by 10. They win the game by 10, 96-86. And now they lead this series 14-3. Emily Surloff was terrific. Cheyenne Wallace was good. Now Shiota hit some big shots. Tania Lamb had moments. Nautica Morrow, they were all very good for the Southern Section.
Absolutely, and it's so fun to watch them here too. This is right before they go on to even do bigger and better things in college. And when we see them next year, we'll remember what they did here, and it's a nice preview of what's to come.
Letitia Smith is on her way to Seton Hall out of Narbonne, and Margarita Effa, who will play for Fairfax, conclude her career there, and then go and play at USC. We're both very good for the City side. And while we have the time, let's take it down to McKenna Keel.
Thanks, Randy. I'm joined by Leticia Smith, who finished with 23, 12, 7, and 3 steals. Congratulations on a great game. Unfortunately, you guys weren't able to get it done, but looked like a pretty fun and competitive atmosphere out there. What was it like from your perspective?
Well, it was definitely a great opportunity. I'm so happy that I was a part of it, and as well as both teams. You know, we all grew up together. We all played against each other at one point of our time, so it's just kind of like a reward game. So I had fun. It was very fun and competitive. Not
a bad way to go out for your high school basketball finale, huh? What was it like being on a team with girls that you have competed against most of your high school career?
It was awesome. You know, I like to play against the best and also play with the best, so that was definitely awesome, and I was so thankful to be a part of the team.
Well, you will have another opportunity to face some tough competition when you head to Seton Hall next fall. What are you looking forward to most about that opportunity?
Well, just a new environment. You know, I'm ready to just start over and, you know, get to know new people, try new things. So I think that's the biggest step.
All right, well, thank you so much for your time, Leticia. Congratulations. Again, guys, that is Leticia, and she had a phenomenal game today. Unfortunately, though, guys couldn't get it done in the end. Thanks so much, Randy. I'm joined by Kennedy Burke, who helped Sierra Canyon win 3 straight state titles. Pretty impressive. But now you are getting ready to head to UCLA, and the level of competition in the Pac-12 is pretty high as well. What are you looking forward to most about competing in that conference with the Bruins?
Basically, just to just stay positive in everything I do, and just look up to my coach and look up to my teammates, because I'll be the youngest one, and especially the freshmen coming in too.
Why did you choose UCLA? What was it about the Bruins program that sold you?
It was close to home. To be honest, I can't see myself out of California. I just want to stay close to my parents because they support me so well.
And Southern California is not a bad place to be. What was it like for you today playing in your high school basketball finale, having girls on your team that you've competed against your entire career, having to play with them today?
It was fun because we're just all so talented in every single way, and it was just fun to play with them.
All right, well, thank you so much for your time, Kennedy. Best of luck in the future.
Thank you.
All right, Kara, your final thoughts on the game.
My final thoughts, the Southern section, they can flat out shoot. All their three-pointers, they played very well together, moved the ball nicely in the open court, and it was just a dominating performance by the entire team. The City section, on the other hand, they also played tough. You had Letitia Smith, you had Marguerite F inside. Bianca King ran the floor very, very well. And Nico from Carson, too, had a lot of good putbacks. The City section will have to regroup and come back next year.
Kara, thanks for your work. That'll wrap it up for Kara Blumfield. I'm Randy Rosenblum. The final score reads, the Southern section, again, for the 14th time in 17 meetings, wins the Collision Girls All-Star Game. Final numbers on the board. Southern section 96, the City side 86. So long from LA Southwest College.